I think what's interesting too is the initial questions that you come up with for your first session. For me now they were nice, but they're very superficial and they're curiosity questions. Whereas now I realize that there's deeper questions.
Absolutely.
That come up that, yes, you can meditate on them, but I think that this practice allows you to get the questions quicker, because your conscious mind is telling you yes or no, or judging the answer that you get. Whereas with this, you're almost in like a dream state, and there's no, if you're allowing, there's no way to block information. It just comes out. And I know it's something they say you don't want to rely on specifically, like this method all the time, and I respect that as well. But I just think it's such a beautiful practice that we have access to really unlock a lot of things.
Everything, unlock everything. Not some, everything is possible.
Yeah, and just the difference I feel since having the session, like I feel like pretty deeply changed in a positive way. Yeah.
Because when I saw you today, first impression was, oh, she lost weight.
Yeah.
It seemed to me right away. And so something's worked, right?
Yeah, no, it's really lovely. It's a really beautiful experience, and just to trust it, and sometimes that might feel too heavy if you tell people to just trust something, but it's literally like, just have no expectation other than just be curious what comes through. And it is just like falling asleep. Just before you fall into a deep sleep, there's nothing scary about it. The images, and I definitely had some heavy emotional things come up, but you don't go through it like, you can be an observer. So there's no fear there, and you're so good at what you do that you were able to perfectly guide me through situations where I was experiencing a lot of energy and things like that, and saying, okay, well, we don't need to feel that way, do we? And things like that. And it was really lovely. So there's nothing really to worry about at all. It's really lovely experience.
Yeah, it is very safe modality, very safe. But people, like a conscious mind, they're doing their job, right? They want to keep people on hold, saying, okay, you've never done this before, is it safe or not? It's always like their conscious mind is looking after them in a way that, okay, you have to go safe way, right?
Yeah.
So apprehension, something you try, something new, is always normal for anything, not only this modality, but everything what we experience, right? Something new, we always have, is it going to be okay, or am I going to be doing good? Or that's normal. Yeah, very normal. So just allow that happen, because we are human.
Yeah.
It's a normal feeling, so that's okay, no problem, right?
Yeah, and for me, I didn't experience directly any past lives. I was mostly focused in my current life. The session just sort of popped through really important days for me in my current life. So, and I felt like that was really appropriate, and the answer from my higher self was that, I tend to, what has happened in the past, I don't hold on to as much as what I have experienced in this lifetime. And so that's why I needed to go through these days. And it was interesting because the days that we were popping into were the actual reason to see those days I'd never even consciously thought about. Like one of them was my 7th birthday party, I think.
I know.
And I'm thinking, well, this is very pleasant. So like, what's happening here, but it was the house that this party was in, and that I never felt like I felt safe. And so there was a lot of corners in this house and the closets that I would hide in to feel safe. So leaving that house made me feel like I was leaving any safety I had during my childhood. And so that was very interesting. And there were a lot of tears. I remember just talking about that house, but I would never have said to you, I talk about that house very fondly, but I never knew why until I had the session, and that came out, and I was like, wow, that's super profound.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, is that the higher self knows all about it, right?
Yeah.
And it's very, everything's so amazing, you know. The more I am doing this one, the more I'm hooked. It's like I'm really addicted to this QHHT, right? It's like I've got to have this. What am I going to find out today?
Yeah. It's mind-blowing. It really is. And you know, even sort of jumping again back to the higher self part, where I just felt intuitively, like while I was in trance, that I knew how to connect to different things. So you would prompt a question of, you know, from the higher self, and I just felt like I was taking breaths and connecting to different energies or different entities sometimes, where I remember on the recording I said, we don't have the answer for this. And then you said, well, can we connect to somebody who does? And I just intuitively knew how to do that, which was really quite amazing in the session. Like just watching yourself sort of over here, like, oh, okay, I know how to like connect to different higher sort of levels
higher
and
beings, higher.
Okay, like, hi, who's this now? You know?
Yeah.
And then my grandmother, and so that was pretty awesome.
That was really a precious moment that your grandma came.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, like some people, I'm going back to current life experience. Some people have had current life, right? But they want to have a past life experience. I mean, I don't know why, but some people are hang on to the past life regression. The thing is supposed to go past life. And then imagine we've lived millions of lives, and what past life are you looking for? It's just one of the millions, maybe thousands.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you know what past life is good for, whatever you are doing now? But they're insisting. They want to see past life. You know what happened? No past life showed to the person. It's something else they showed. And so I had to ask, why this person wants so much of past life? And higher self was saying that he doesn't need it. And then find out that it was the desire that he had, and he doesn't have it anymore, because he realized that after all, he's a light, the light. Not some smaller, past life as a human being, whatever. The light.
Yeah.
Why bother little pieces of it?
Yeah, and I think that's the whole idea of trusting the experience, is that you don't really know where you're going to go. When I came off the cloud, the first thing I was in was, I think, a future life.
Yeah.
It was very about frequencies and being able to source them with machinery and things like that.
Awesome. Yeah.
And I felt it could have even been parallel. I've been thinking about it possibly being parallel, because there was very, very similar boredom aspects that I felt from this person.
Same thing again. Same thing again. Right?
Like, what are we doing here? It's so boring here. But that's how I felt, when I came off the cloud. I was like, what? This is so
Not this
boring.
again.
Everyone's making such a big deal out of this. Like, okay, let's do this. Yeah, so I didn't get a past lives. I got current and a future or a parallel, but then I got a little bit in my questions for higher self. So I think like just remain open to it, because, you know, sometimes the questions that you're asking later on connect back to, yeah, you were obese in a past life. And so this is why this is happening. And so send that rainbow energy to that life as well, and wish her well on her way, you know, and that those little bits of information came through. So there's no judgment how it comes. Like, technically it's designed so that you know, usually go back to a past life. But these days, I mean, people are, you know, experiencing things on different levels and higher vibrations. And so just don't judge it. Just go with the flow. And the cloud's the best place to be. That was my favorite.
So pleasing, isn't it?
Just be there.
So going.
Yeah. It was beautiful. It was really, yeah, it was awesome.
Beautiful, beautiful. You've done so, and I'm so proud of you.